Good evening, everyone. My name is Cuba, and I'm an eyewear addict.
He's an addict.
Let me explain. So the fact is, I'm infatuated with eyewear, particularly sunglasses, but even some clear lenses. It all has to do with self-confidence and how I was feeling ever since I was a kid. Now, I've always been a big dude, heavy set, full man breasticles. And as some of my fellow big dudes know, finding outfits, clothing, that perfect swag for a big dude is kind of difficult.
That guy in a little coat. That guy in a little coat.
Don't.
So what tends to happen is we fall into a space of finding the perfect accessories, since we're gonna have to wear basic pieces that'll fit our body structures. For example, typical fat dude wardrobe is gonna have some sexy black tees. Black is a slimming color, and we need all the slimness that we can possibly get to make our tits look a little smaller, and our shoulders and arms to look a little bigger and broader. In the jean space, we want a little bit of a loose fit. I need some room in my thunder thighs to make it look like my jeans are straight leg. So for fat dudes, loose fit or straight fit in normal bodies. No boot cut. And finally, jewelry and accessories. But an essential piece that I found throughout the years in my 40 years of age that is a necessary staple for a big dude or any dude in general to garner some attention is the perfect set of sunglasses or glasses in general. Glasses are an essential piece of wardrobe. Now, it's kind of crazy that back in the day, previous generations, if you wore glasses, you're automatically considered a nerd or geek or four eyes. Nowadays, there's a ton of dudes wearing non-prescription clear lenses just to add an element of fashion into their wardrobe. And I'm one of them. Now, as a big dude, I even had difficulty finding the right size frames for my face, because you just can't have a regular sunglass and just automatically feel that it's going to be perfect on your particular face. Some faces are rounder, some faces are more squared off, some cheeks are more puffed out, some are more chiseled and defined. So we got to keep in mind some shapes of sunglasses will fit other faces better than some. For example, a traditional piece that fits the majority of the faces is a standard aviator fit, which is a more rounder piece, sort of like this style right here. Now, these are vintage brand Hilton glasses. These are from the 70s, if I'm not mistaken, 70s or 80s, and I had a custom yellow tint put on these lenses. If you're old like me and remember the old shooting videos or the theme show Chips, is the yellow tint was a signature in the 70s and 80s as like this whole style and personification of like swag. There were street dudes who were wearing it. There was police officers on motorcycles wearing it. The shooter eyewear glasses, because they just gave you that little bit of vibrancy and flexibility to be worn all day. Now, these vintage Hilton frames are absolutely beautiful. They have a very custom, different style stem. It's got its branding all over the stem, and it's a beautiful shape, a beautiful frame. Obviously, it's dirty, so I gotta wash these joints. But you're gonna have a dope lens that will fit any face structure. And for me, with a pair of sunglasses, you gotta add a little bit of your own personality. Now, I have over 150 different types of frames, and aviators seem to be the most popular one, but not all aviators are created equal or priced the same. So as you remember, I was previously wearing these on the intro, and these are from a company called Vintage Frames, and this is part of their signature series. These are frameless lenses with an aviator-esque twist and a vintage type feel. Now, Vintage Frames offers an incredible amount of variety frames at a good price point. They also deal in designer frames, vintage Dior, vintage Chanel, things of that nature, which are a higher price point. But sunglasses like these usually are ranging in that $250 less, depending on what kind of steals and offers they do. And these with these gradient blue tints look absolutely beautiful. It's got like a little spiral accent on the side of the stem, also with those same type of insignias from the brand. And then that blue hue gives it versatility, so you can wear them indoors and outdoors and still got a super exclusive stylistic fashion without breaking the bank. So Vintage Frames is definitely a brand that I would recommend if you're looking for that vintage aesthetic with a ton of variety and a ton of different price points. They have some big boy pieces from their own brand ranging in that $500 to $1,000 space, which a lot of intricacies, woods, horn, and things of that nature, but you don't need to spend all that to get a dope frame. You can spend $100, $200, $300 and get a really fire exclusive frame that looks like a luxury high-end designer. But there's also brands like James Oro with these architect frames and this flash purple plating on the lens, which gives this all black frame a different hue, look, and aesthetic. Now this just adds a little bit of a different flavor and nuance. It's your traditional black glasses, like a woman has her little stylistic black dress, dudes can have a black lens. Now for me, I need a little bit of a flavor. I need a flash tint or a different lens, something to really pop. Because remember, the sunglasses are not just for you or for UV protection, obviously. They're for style, aesthetic, and compliment grabbing. Because let's be honest, the eyes are the windows to the soul, and you want to cover that window with a little window tint so you don't get pulled over and get a ticket. But these are super fashionable, very affordable, sub $200, probably in that 150-ish space. And James Oral lives in that budget space with great quality and super dope designs. So if you're getting into the sunglass space and you don't want to spend the $10 at the pharmacy, at the bodega, at the Walmart, just picking something up, not saying it's a bad thing, but you want something a little bit more stylistic and dope, with an abundance of reviews where the regular person and the celebrity can wear the same style sunglass brand with excessive amount of quality, James Oral is a fantastic option with cool ass designs like this. But if you want to play with more money, you can get another vintage style like these Cazell 905s that are beat to shit. These are abused by my wife, but they're still super swaggy. The lenses got some buff. They knew the heavy duty cleaning, as I haven't worn them in a while, and she hasn't worn them since I took them away from her for destroying it, because women are notorious for putting this shit, taking sunglasses, throwing it in their bag, and shit's done. But these joints look absolutely crazy. They're not a full aviator. They got kind of that structural look, but these are absolutely dope. Only problem is they're kind of bent. I gotta put these through some reconstruction, but super fire vintagey. Cazell always has those big jaw-dropping frame styles that catch a ton of attention, and I think it's an amazing brand. But we can go on to some designers that you know. We can go into the fuckboy realm of Louis Vuitton Evidence sunglasses, the new modern take, the black and gold joints, tight on the frame, very big presence, Louis Vuitton written all over it, so it screams SoundCloud rapper, Instagram fronter, standing in front of a yacht that isn't theirs, flexing a bunch of silver and moissanite jewelry, telling people that it's actual gold and diamonds. And that's the type of element that this sunglass generally wears. Or we can go down to wild and quirky Bottega Venetas in a green and gold tone, kind of reminiscing of a classical Porsche look with a wild lens. This definitely screams 70s and 80s and is a very jaw-dropping kind of like, what the hell is he doing? Who is this asshole walking through? But absolutely stellar eyewear pieces, beautifully constructed and with that hunter green style frame and lens. Oh, killer. Or you can go the Japanese route with something like a 𝗙𝐸 Mach 6. This is almost a clear lens. It's kind of like a shy grayish tint, super big on the face, very retro style. Japanese sunglasses are no joke, constructed to absolute perfection, but also command a very high price point, starting and hovering in the space of like $600 above. Or you can go really stupid, and I would say that this sunglass represents a certain level of swag, style, and maybe wealth, because the brand isn't widely known. It's more of like, if you know, you know. And that's a brand called Jacques Marie Mage. And these are part of their Last Frontier line. Look at the presentation that it comes with. It's almost like a man purse. And these glasses, not only are they super expensive, and I'm talking about way over $1,000, but they're also limited and numbered pieces. And of course, like an asshole, I take these sunglasses and I customize them with a yellow tint, like so. This is the Belvedere with a custom yellow tint, and it has 925 silver and turquoise accents, which make these joints absolutely credible. Jaw-dropping the amount of compliments that I have gotten on this lens, it's insane. And the fit on it, perfect. Especially me that I like to wear hats, whether it be a cap or a big brim, short brim. It's like a perfect eyewear to wear with hats. Super fashionable, ultra exclusive. It's 99% guaranteed. Nobody in the street will have these or know what the hell they are, but they will always ask, and it gives you that little level of like, yeah, I got that. That's why I'm so passionate with eyewear, and truly, you don't need to spend over $1,000 to have a fresh pair of shades. Some people are super irresponsible with shades and lose them, sit on them, leave them somewhere, so they can't justify spending that kind of money. I totally understand. That's not a case for me. I'm very meticulous when it comes to my shades and how I deal with them. Now, if I give them to my wife, they get fucked up, as you've seen. But that's where there's brands like James Oral and Vintage Frames that offer affordable options for the consumer. Now let's say, yo, Cuba, I don't want to spend that kind of money. Like now if we want to play in the middle field, like I don't want Louis Vuitton, I don't want J&M, but I also don't want like vintage frameage or whatever. I want something super stylistic, very unique, but I'm willing to spend a little bit more money, just not $1,000 or even $500. Then finally, one of the recommendations of a brand that you've never heard of, it's actually a store producing their own eyewear, is 𝗙𝐺. They're based out of Canada and they make some ridiculously creative pieces. Clearly, I have a few of them and I do have a relationship with the brand, as I do with most of these brands, so take it however you like. But these right here hit that happy medium in that 300-ish kind of space before any discounts or coupons, and they're called the Lunette 001s. It's a squared off retro style look. They're a little bit dirty. I do wear them a decent amount. Also has the insignias and all those details, and the eyewear itself, ridiculously classy, ultra versatile, super handsome. These definitely need to be cleaned desperately. This is what happens sometimes when I go through and I start switching, because sometimes I switch eyewear 3 times a day, depending on what I'm doing and what kind of outfit I'm wearing. But these Lunette 001s in the gold tint with the brown gradient lens, fantastical. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I can do a part 2 and show off more of my collection if you choose, but let me know what your relationship with eyewear is. I'd rather go to the store and spend $5 to $10, lose the sunglasses, I don't give a shit, or do you like the intricacies, details, Japanese, acetate, custom lenses, gradient, polarized? Everybody has their own flow. Let me know in the comments below what's your style and what's your favorite pair of sunglasses in your collection. Leave it in the comments below. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and welcome to Random Reviews. Smooches.